Shalom, everybody. We are back for round 2 of Exposing the Liars. No.
Well, I hope everyone got a chance to check out today's episode.
Speak your voice. Troll around our pages if you would like. Have fun. Blabbing. Blah, blah, blah.
We have a song for you.
Yeah.
And it's by Tom McDonald.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. He knows what's up. Shout out to Tom McDonald. We love you. So, in case anyone missed it, what a shit show. Well, we'll address the infamous cat video since that seems to be everybody's big thing.
Spicy cat video.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they've been trying to call PETA for 2 years now, going on 3. I don't even know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Animal Protection Services.
And people are still freaking out about the timeouts. I'm literally so perplexed. I feel like I live in an alternate reality, which like I probably do because I don't understand the way the mind works anymore. It's like fucking lost to me. So the infamous cat video. Well, here we go, everybody. To the outside, to a person in the mind, I can understand the perspective to a certain extent. But at the same moment, there's so much projection and triggeredness. First of all, Mom understands animals. She understands that animals, just like children, respond to discipline. If an animal is out of control... Anyways...
That's funny.
We'll bypass that one. If an animal's out of control, which many people do have animals that are out of control, if your animal is scratching, biting, being dysfunctional, it means that you lack discipline. And your animal is reflecting that. So when the cat was from a previous owner, it was not disciplined at all. It was scratching people's faces, including Mom's. And it was just very, like, kind of out of control. Obviously, it picked up a lot of energy. And animals should not act like that, just as children should not act like that. Children and animals both embody high states of consciousness. They are unconditionally loving by default. So if a child is out of control, is dysfunctional, is violent, is any of those things, if an animal is dysfunctional or violent, it means that they have taken on programming from someone who owned them and taught them that. That is not their natural state. To be clear, it's not anyone's natural state, but it's even more so children and animals because by default they haven't developed as much programming as an adult would. So they should be in a natural state. So the video of Mom speaking to Jasmine, and she was calling her a bitch because she was being a bitch. The animal's not offended by the words, so why are you offended? If an animal is doing that, embodying that energy, she was being a bitch. She was hurting people. And Mom was being very clear with her that that's not okay. And then it's like, oh, well, she grabbed it by the back of the neck. Well, guess what? Talk to fucking nature about it. Talk to fucking the evolution about it. Because that is how animals mother and discipline other animals of their species. A mother cat would do the same exact thing. So everybody's so worked up and they can't see how much they're projecting their own dysfunction. And like I said, if we were to take any single person out there and show a clip of you, can guarantee you're going to look like shit. However, none of you have the 15 years of work that Mom has put together. None of you. And they didn't want to show that part because they wanted everyone to have this skewed perspective of it. And which is for their ratings, for their reality show, whatever. But doesn't mean that we're not going to tell you the truth about it.
Right. So it's something that nobody in the troll land is willing to let go of. It's fine. Keep blabbing about it. Keep calling Animal Patrol on us. Whatever you want to do. It's over. It's done with. It's in the past. Move along. And if you're going to get that triggered by stuff, are you ready for disclosure about the cabal? Are you ready to learn about the people that you've been serving that sacrifice, rape, eat children? Have you ever looked up actual abuse videos of how people that are sick in the head actually abuse animals? Dogs, cats, etc. Has anyone ever seen those? Yes? No? Maybe? Just unaware, you want to take your anger out on God? It's fine, go ahead. Get it all out, baby. That's why we're here. Get it out. Cry about it. Keep pushing it. Keep calling the FBI about us. It's been this way for going on 3 years now. Guess what? We're still here. And guess what? It ain't gonna change. Ding. Oh my god, a ding. And so, anyways, don't want to spend too much time on that. It's over. It's done with. If you want to cry about it, cry about it. Wah, wah, wah. Cry about it. Be triggered. Be upset. Yep. Get it all out. That's all. That's why we're here. Anyways, we're going to move along.
Throw it all out. But
get it out.
Thank God we're not here for your feelings. We're here for the truth. So you can stomp your feet. You can throw a temper tantrum. You can do whatever you like. But at the end of the day, we're here for one fucking reason. And that's truth, full disclosure, and the ascension of this planet. So we could give two shits about how you feel.
You can cry about it all day long. Guess what? She's still God.
And just because you're mad doesn't mean we're wrong. Please, for everyone in the back, one more time. Just because you're mad does not mean we are wrong.
How about them apples?
How about them apples?
Anyways.
Getting a lot of... people are blowing me up right now.
But I do want to... We're going to move on to another infamous topic. Alex Whitten.
Oh, here we go.
There we go, baby. Let's stir the pot. Okay. Video went off for a second. Here we go. Okay, the first funniest freaking thing is that they were showing, I'm pretty sure it is the video, that the one appearance that Alex made for the 48 maybe hours he was on mission. We weren't there. We were not at the home at the time where he was, so we actually never met him. And anyway, so they're zooming in, and the funniest part of this all is that in the video, they're zooming in on Buddha. And so I had a friend message me and be like, is Buddha still there? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, oh, because they were talking about this, and I finally saw the episode, and I was like, oh, that's what he's talking about. They zoomed in on Buddha. It was very bizarre.
They don't even know who Alex is. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, did they get it wrong? Was it the video?
And for the record,
I don't know.
He was there for 2 days. Actually less. It was like a day and a half. So, and this whole thing, I love it because everyone was like, yeah, you guys killed someone. I'm like, oh, really? Interesting. So everyone, since that's been this big thing, Alex Whitten, and by the way, we love Alex because we know there's a reason why Alex wasn't on the Dr. Phil show. Yeah. Red flag, anybody? And that's because Alex knows the truth, and Alex is still speaking the truth. So his family's gagging him, preventing him from talking. Isn't it odd that Alex wouldn't come on the show himself?
Why is he having his wife and his sister speak for him?
Interesting.
Why do they act like they were there
and they weren't?
Continue to spread lies? So let's dive a little deeper into these lies, shall we? They felt, or they think in their mind, that Alex was drugged in the woods with hallucinogenics. That's funny. Hilarious. Not true whatsoever. You can contact any team member that was there at the time. Feel free to talk to Buddha, talk to George, reach out, and ask them if they were on hallucinogenics. If Alex was given hallucinogenics.
It was funny because Ashley also was there with Alex.
And just sat and kept
her mouth shut because she fucking knows.
Oh, she knew because she was there. Interesting. So, after he went off on his own.
So we'll start... What happened is that he was not prepared to come to mission yet. We love him. He was great. He was a wonderful being. And he was very gung-ho about coming. Hope did a session with him and told him flat out, you're not ready to come because of many reasons. And one of the biggest reasons is that his family was not supportive,
As you can see.
and they were already freaking out, and nothing had even occurred yet. He hadn't even left his house. He hadn't come to visit us. Nothing had happened yet, and they were already getting fucking spun. And Hope said to him, you need to, figure your stuff out in 3D life. You can't just run away from it because it's going to follow you here. And we've had many people try to do that. They try to pick up and leave all their loose ends, and it comes back around.
Doesn't work.
So Hope was very upfront with him about that. He chose not to listen, and that's not our fault. That's Alex's choice. He's a grown-ass man. By the way, he's ex-military, so everyone can stop acting like he's a fucking 7-year-old boy. Okay?
He chose to come on his own. Like she said, I told him not to come. He didn't listen. All of a sudden, he was on his way, getting an Uber, whatever he was saying he was going to do, however it unfolded, and telling me all these things. And I told him, I was like, you need to talk to Mom first, and you need to sort out, I told him on the phone, I was like, you need to sort out your family stuff. You want to do this, you want to sell your house, your wife isn't supporting, you have children, you have to figure these things out because we've had issues with this in the past with team members. He chose not to listen. That's not our fault. It's not Mom's fault, not anybody's fault. He chose to come on his own terms and show up. I told him this. I told him not to come yet. And I mentioned this on the filming of the Dr. Phil show. Guess what didn't make the cut? Me saying that to his family. They included his sister's rebuttal to us, but ignored ours, which I said, I told Alex not to come. And they have nothing to say because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Right.
It's not the lie that they want to continue to tell people because they want to be victims. And that's what his wife says on Dr. Phil. He's a victim. No.
He was rescued.
He was rescued.
And they also cut out where I called Ashley a liar because she was there and was well aware that this narrative wasn't true.
Yep.
And I looked her right in the camera and said, you're a fucking liar. And you know it. You know you're a liar. And she just sat there. She didn't say shit. And they didn't play that clip either. So, anyways, fast forward to Alex coming. Anybody who enters Mom's field, the energy is very intense. We tell people all the time, you out there can say all you want, she's not God, but guess what? If you ever stepped into her field, you'd fucking know she's God, because the energy is so intense. Anything you have not transformed within you, anything you're holding on to that's lower is going to push up to the surface like a fucking pressure cooker. And we've watched people step in the field, and within an hour, they're exploding because they have so much they're hanging on to: anger, wounding, resentment, lower thoughts, lower emotions, and they pop. Yep. And then they spin out, and then Mom gets blamed. We warn everybody. Listen, if you haven't done enough spiritual work, if you haven't raised yourself to a higher consciousness level to be able to sustain that sort of energy, you're going to pop. We warn everyone. It is their choice if they wish to experience that. So that is what happened. He was there for a day. Okay, a day. And he loved it. He loved it. Watch the stream. He was having a great time. And what happened is the energy got too intense. One of the nights, there was a lot of energy coming in. Mom was moving a shit ton of planetary energy, and he started freaking out. I feel he has a lot of trauma from being an ex-military vet. That is a theme. People who have been in the military do have a lot of stored trauma. He also is very etheric. People who have that.
His wife was abusive, so trauma there.
Yeah.
He's talked about it, so if anybody wants to listen to somebody that has abused him, who's telling the truth here? Because that's what he told us.
Yes.
So if you want to sit there and believe somebody that abused her own husband and acts like now she's the savior, that's laughable.
Laughable.
That's funny. That's comedy. There was another piece that they also left out if we're speaking of abusers. I did also mention on the Dr. Phil show that the lovely hate page that all the trolls know and love was started with my birth mother, Debbie Elligood. So, I mentioned this also on Dr. Phil. I said the hate page, the harassment, it all started with my birth mother, who I left at 16 years old I am going to be 26, so that was a decade ago. I chose to leave with my brothers because she was mentally insane, yes, and also mentally abusive. She tried to turn, sounds like a similar story. She tried to turn me and my brothers against my father and my stepmom through connivingness, through manipulation, through lying. She tried to get my dad arrested for domestic abuse by staging a whole event and lying about it. So this is the woman that runs the hate page with other losers. And so I also mentioned that was taken out. So you have a bunch of people who have been abusers running a page, talking the loudest, going to other people, calling mom the abuser. Who's the one that's actually abused people? Who's the one that's actually abuse people? That's really interesting. It's really interesting that these people have a lot to talk about, but have been the ones to be the abusers. Fascinating. And I've said this on many live streams. I've addressed this several times. Trolls just go right over their heads because that's what they are. If you're full of hate, you're coming on a stream, it's not your platform. Talk a bunch of shit on your own platform, talk away, be a bunch of hateful losers, which is what you are, full of hate, full of abuse, and you want to project it onto mom because you have nobody to project onto except her, and you will continue to do this until you own it. And that's something I noticed with my birth mom. She could never say sorry. She never apologized for what she did. She never said sorry to my father, my brothers, me, anything. We called her out on a bunch of stuff. She could never say sorry. Sounds pretty similar. These people will never own their shit.
Yep.
They'll continue to project. They'll continue to blame mom, see her as the abuser when it's them. Time and time again, verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, time and time again. These people are full of hate. They will continue to hate because they hate themselves. They're ashamed of themselves. They know that they are guilty. They know what they have done, and until they come to terms with themselves and what they have done, they will continue to project the energy.
And it's fascinating because all of it's just funny at this point. But yes, Debbie, and my ex Dan, shout out to you, Dan, too, who not only stalked us.
What is his name on this?
Alan Watts.
Alan Watts.
So my ex, who hates me because I decided to go on mission, it's been 3 years, let's move the fuck on. Him and Debbie linked up. They've been stalking us, trying to hurt us for years. This is someone that I'd been with for years. Whether you love me or you hate me, if you're coming to hurt somebody, then you got something sick in the head up here. And it's just funny because they've allowed this page to get to such a point where it was being used to actually organize riots in Hawaii and people that were coming threatening to kill us. And you guys allowed the page to continue. So how sick are you?
Yep.
That's my question. How fucking sick are you and how miserable are you that
Very
you
miserable.
can't move on? Because, I mean, Dan's one story, whatevers. But, Hope's Earth Mom, you can't claim to love your daughter and allow something like that to continue that would threaten her own life. So who's really an abuser here and who's not? That's my fucking question.
I saw it. I lived it. I watched that crazy woman take a knife, stab basketballs because my brothers were in joy. I watched her smash my laptop on the kitchen floor for whatever her deranged reason was. I had to call my father in a closet because she was so insane she wouldn't let me speak to my birth father. That's how controlling she was. That I had to leave at 16 years old, look that woman who is soulless in the face and say, I'm out at 16 years old. That's how crazy she is. And yet these people can't see it. They'll continue to lie. And that is exactly what they did on the Dr. Phil show because that's what all they can do.
They can gaslight.
Continuously.
All they can do is gaslight.
Over and over and over again.
Here we go. So fast forward to Alex Whitten. Is one night the energy got too intense for him. He is very etheric as well, which anybody who has a very open, crown, third eye chakra, they tend to take in a lot of energy, and sometimes they can easily go into a state of fantasy or almost hallucinations because they are not equipped to handle that energy. There is a mastery that comes with being able to handle higher energies.
Right.
So he spun, And he said that he was going to go outside to breathe and what we would say ground, put your feet on the ground, get centered, breathe, like come back down, from the clouds. So that's what he did. He walked out the door. I feel it was somewhere around 10 p.m., they said. And he wasn't wearing shoes because he was going to ground. And that's what we do. When we go outside to ground, we don't wear shoes because otherwise your feet aren't touching the ground and you're not doing anything. So he walked outside. He had full clothes on, by the way. Everyone who keeps saying he was left in the forest naked. There's photos of him being picked up on the side of the road with clothes on. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Also, the article says he was in the desert.
We live in a forest in the mountains, so there was no desert. Please get your facts right if you're going to make something up. It's kind of embarrassing.
Just can't get basic facts right.
So he didn't come back after that, and after like an hour, they started to go look for him. Now we live in the mountains, so it's pitch black. They started calling his phone. He left his phone inside the house, didn't bring it with him. So they're looking for him. They can't find him. And we were like, well, I don't know what to do. So they looked for a few hours in the dark and didn't find him. They were calling his name. They didn't know what happened to him at that point. Somewhere around 6 a.m, he must have gotten his phone at some point. Or maybe he did bring it with him. I can't remember because he must have brought it with him. Because I remember his wife or his sister saying that he called them. And he was like telling them, oh, I'm seeing all these things and blah, blah, blah. And that's when they started freaking out. So this is a message from Alex Whitten. You can see it on my Skype. It says Alex Whitten. And it's from May 22nd. That was the day that he was, quote unquote, missing. And he wasn't missing. So he called me at 6:58 a.m., as you can see. And you can read the text messages, and I will read them to you. And he said, give me a call now. I got my DNA activation. So he was obviously going in a fantasy. He said, I'm the one who knows how to ascend. It's all in me. And only me, Father, Taylor, and Mother. I can bring us in perfect harmony. I had the code to remember. And then I messaged him back and I said, you are getting overwhelmed with energy and you need to go ground and breathe and get back to center. And I said, Mom is the only one who knows how to ascend. You know this in your heart. Let it all go and breathe. You can read my message. Okay? And he said, I'm grounded. I'm good. This is at 7 a.m. Call me. I can explain it all. And I said, I can feel your frequency. You're getting a lot of downloads, but you're being pulled into fantasy. And he said, I've been getting them, but it has shown me everything. Let me call and explain. I can see all angles and center it all. And that last message was at 7:20 a.m. And after that, I think his phone died or something because we were all trying to call him to figure out where he was. Now, he ended up on the main road down by where our home is. And he was walking along the side of the road. Now, the police or someone ended up coming and probably they had already, reported him missing. He obviously wasn't missing. And picked him up. From that point on, we had no idea where he went. Now, his wife and his sister called us on the main line a couple hours later, probably about 10 in the morning, and said, he's at this hospital, can you go pick him up? And we were like, yeah. So Buddha drove to 2 hospitals in that area where they said he was, and he was not at either of them. We then called multiple other hospitals, and they said they did not have any records of him. So where he was and which location he went to, no idea. But his family purposely gave us false information so that it would create this whole runaround and that they could keep up the narrative that he was missing. And he was never missing. He had spoken to them sometime that night when he left, and he had messaged most of us around 6 or 7 a.m. and said he was fine, but he obviously was in some fantasy. He really needed to, get centered. So he was never missing. He was fine, as you can see from his fucking text messages. He was, living life. And his family gave us false information so that we actually couldn't go help him and pick him up. So they held him there at the hospital until they could go pick him up, convinced him he was brainwashed. Then on their way driving back home, I feel he lives in New York.
No, he's down south.
Down south. They pulled over on the side of the road, and they were at this place where there was like these cars that people had like ridden on, and it was kind of like an artsy thing or whatever. And they uploaded photos that they were taking Alex home. Well, Alex wrote "Love Has Won" on the car and took a photo with it. So, suck on that. Because Alex knows exactly what happened. He was not in harm. He was not left anywhere. He was not naked. He was not drugged. He simply took on too much energy, and he wasn't prepared for it. So everybody who keeps like pushing these lies and these narratives, you guys are fucking retarded. You have no idea what you're talking about. Literally zero idea. So that's the Alex Whitten. I don't know if you have anything else on Alex, but...
I'm pretty sure, that that's it. I know that they like the narrative, too, that we sent them wrong information when it was them. We had said we had located him. We didn't know what was going on. It was us that was communicating this to the back end of freaking Facebook. Mm-hmm. And because Buddha was like, okay, we found him. I'm going there. Then he wasn't there. Then his family is freaking out at us, trying to be like, you're lying. You don't know where he is, or you're holding him hostage. We're like, we really don't know what's going on. They keep saying he's at a location. Buddha drives there. He's actually not there. He's at this hospital. Buddha goes there. He's not there. So it was this whole convoluted thing. We continue to say how much we love Alex, and we appreciate what he did while he was at the hub. We appreciate his love and support. He is an awesome being. He is full of love. He's full of energy. And we pray that one day we'll actually get to hear his side of things and maybe get to hear from him and not from his family who speaks for him because they think they know something and they think they know what's going on with him. You don't. You don't.
You don't know shit about shit. So that's that on Alex.
Yeah. I mean, the other big thing that people have been loving is the video of course, Mom with Larry and Father, and the food, and the chicken parmesan, and the meatballs. So, for people out there that are deep in ego, you will never understand the concept of Mom's food. You'll just not be able to get there. If you're someone in the heart, you may understand what we're going to say. We'll see. What this is, our explanation of everything is that Mom has specific energetics, and her body has to prepare to eat food in advance. Certain food, she has to visualize what she's going to have in order to eat it. Otherwise, she won't be able to eat it, or she'll get sick. It's a very interesting dynamic that we have been watching for almost 3 years now, how her food sensitivity has gone up, and if she is preparing to eat something and then it's something else, her body gets confused and she's not able to eat it. And you can say, you control, you can say everything under the sun, it doesn't matter. That's how it is. She is God, get over it. That is how traumatized she has been with food, how sensitive her body is now because she is so close to ascending and she's in so much pain. She has to get a hold on energetics before she moves something forward, especially in the physical, before putting something into her body. It is a very multidimensional thing. You cannot understand it in the reptilian ego programmed mind. You have to be in the heart to have compassion for her experience, what she's been through, to understand her food dynamic. It's something that we are very open about. We talk about it a lot. Mom talks about it a lot. It's been a struggle. It's also contributed to her weight loss because her body's been so sensitive that if she can't eat something or it's not right energetically, she feels sick. If you are an empath, if you understand energy, if you eat something and it doesn't resonate with your body, or you get pinged to eat something and it's not the best, you're like, I don't know why I'm getting pinged to eat, I don't know, cake, but it brings you the best joy. It makes you happy and it puts you in a good mood. You just have a couple bites of it. That's what food is supposed to do. It's supposed to bring joy. It's not a survival tactic. Do we need food to eat? Yes. Is humanity in a state where they can't have everything that they want in all moments? Yes. Will we get there? Of course we will. So food is different for each person. And it is the main underlying thing of why mom eats and why everyone should eat is for joy. We understand if people are struggling with finances and they're not able to do that, but that is how New Earth is going to be. If you're hungry, you will eat for joy. If you see, you're not going to eat because you're going to die or you're going to starve to death. You're going to eat for joy. That's what we're moving into. Yeah. So people that understand food, their energy levels, that they eat something a certain day and then the next day they maybe want nothing to do with it and it makes them nauseous to even realize that they ate that food yesterday. It's energy. We talk to so many people that reach out to us, whether they go through bursts of not being able to eat, same as mom, same as what we've gone through as well, just moments of nausea. It happens. We're in an ascension process. We're clearing out density.
Whether you like it or not.
Sometimes you want to eat more. It happens.
Every day is going to be different.
If you're conscious about it, if you're aware, is there emotional eating? Is there lower forms of eating? Stuffing your feelings down? Yes, we're not talking about that, but in terms of food, it's a very unique thing for mom. It's an energetic. We explain it many, many countless times on our streams. We go over it. We explain mom and her journey with the food, just as everything else that we've covered in this video that we have talked about for months, if not years now, and we continue to do it. We are fully transparent. If we were in the wrong, we would be just like the troll whores. We wouldn't say anything.
And if mom was like, everyone's like, so like, oh yeah, you guys do all these things, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we're literally fully transparent. Like, mom has put out all these videos. You think she's dumb? You think she was like, oh, let me put this out, and then, oh, I didn't know. Mom knows exactly what the fuck she's doing. She's like, yeah, this is going to trigger people, but guess what? I'm not wrong. But they have to get to that point. They have to get triggered so that they can understand the truth. If she was trying to hide stuff, she wouldn't have posted the fucking videos.
The angels wouldn't have had her do it on a live stream. And it's so funny. I mean, on the show, it's like, we have exclusive videos. We have hidden content.
They're not exclusive.
It's on the live stream. It's in our chats. It's voice notes. It's all the things. It's our live streams. Whatever it is, it's all there for everybody to see.
Oh, you were exposed on Dr. Phil. Bitch, no, we weren't. Because we've been putting out this stuff ourselves. So who's exposing who? If anything, we're going to expose all the whores. And, we have seen, I've seen mom go 6-7 days without eating one bite of food. Because she's so sick. And she'll try, and it doesn't resonate. And everybody knows that feeling. It's like, you're not hungry, or you feel nauseous, and there's only certain things that, like, you feel you could eat, or it's like you go a moment without eating. Let's say someone does a detox, they don't eat for a while, and then, they have these certain things that they're, like, craving, like, yes, this is what I would like. And anybody who's ever been very ill will know that feeling where they couldn't eat. But then finally their appetite was sparked, and they really wanted a particular thing. And that's what was happening in those moments. Mom wasn't eating anything. Mm-hmm. She was so sick. And so the very first time that she felt hungry enough that she could actually eat, she wanted chicken parmesan. Let her have fucking chicken parmesan, for Christ's sakes. So yeah, she was irritated. She was like, I haven't eaten anything in probably fucking days. And my body really wanted chicken parm. That was the only thing I felt I could eat. And like she said in the movie, she's like, you gave me meatballs. I like meatballs, but it's not what I asked for. And it's just these things that happen to mom where it's like she's frustrated because she can't go do these things for herself. She can't go get her own food and make sure it's correct.
Right. It's just the same thing as like at a restaurant where it's like if you get the total wrong meal, some people will be like, yeah, well, I'd eat it anyways. But there's most of you out there that are probably trolling are the ones, and we know because we've worked in the restaurant industry, that would blow a fucking gasket.
Yeah.
You would be the ones to want money back, bitch, to moan, to cry, to have a whole meltdown, and have a huge bitch fit over your food. And these are the people that are triggered.
Yeah,
because
it's them.
Everybody's been through that experience. Sometimes it happens. We go through it. Mom was upset. And you know what? Father and Larry are there so that she can vent and express her feelings, which is what she also said on the Dr. Phil show. So what? She was filming that video herself.
Yeah, she was
doing it. She was posting it for everybody to see what her experience is like, to see how she has to process energy. You have to vent it out. That's why the trolls are doing this. They have to get it out.
Get it out.
Verbally express it. Be a keyboard warrior. Give us a call. We've been getting calls for a couple days now. Go do whatever the hell you want to do to get your energy out.
But
that's how you transform.
You know, if you can't transform it, though, and you're just going to keep getting pissed, and I mean, some of you live in a constant state of triggeredness. I don't know how you survive. I don't know how you live and breathe every day because you're in a constant state of triggeredness.
Yep.
Because everything triggers you. Because you're so sensitive and you're so fucking offended by everything. Get over it. Get over it. Okay? Snowflakes have been canceled. Get the fuck over it because there is way too much going on this planet. And we are deep in spiritual warfare, everybody. It is fucking real. And to be that triggered over every little thing, words offend me, this offends me, and it's like, cry me a river, baby. We are going through a planetary ascension, and no one cares what your feelings are.
You just want to be triggered about something, take energy.
It's not about your feelings. It's about the truth.
Speak the loudest because you want to be right. You can keep talking, keep blabbing, go, go, go. Guess what? It doesn't change a damn thing. She's still gone. We're still in a planetary ascension. You are still wrong about everything that you continuously say that is not true about God, and you will see that eventually. So we'll keep going. We'll keep laughing. The comments are absolutely hilarious. Thank you for the joy. Mom has been laughing her ass off. It's been complete comedy. And to the trolls that are like, oh my god, they're blocking people because they're telling the truth about Mom. And it's like, you know what? No, we don't need 500 of you ninnies saying the same thing. You're an abuser, children in the closet, cat video. Oh my god, God's a man. Jesus, here are my Bible quotes because I'm so right. You know, no, we don't need our feed flooded with your retardation.
And
your
there's another one.
stupidity.
I know people love and they get so triggered over the word retardation, as Tom McDonald would say. So good. He's like, people hear the word retard, it ruins their whole weekend. Get it? Because you guys, first of all, humans only use 10% of their brain on a good day.
Someone was
by any definition,
by that on the video.
That is retarded.
They were so mad. They were like, "What do you mean we use 10% of our brain?" I'm like, Faith learned that in freaking school.
Google it. Science has been telling you for years that you only use 10% of your brain. Everyone's like,
clearly, and it shows.
Well, that's normal. And it's like, no, by any definition, in any realm, using 10% of an organ, especially the brain, means that you are retarded.
You're retarded.
We're all retarded until we actually expand in consciousness and get up to 100% usage of our brain, and then we no longer are. So everyone getting offended by that, it's because you, in fact, have misused the word retard and applied it to children who are actually much more brilliant than you. So don't project onto us your use of the word retarded. Don't project your own guilt because you have misused the word retarded. We don't use the word retarded for divinely brilliant children who are just different than you. We use the word retarded for you dumbass motherfuckers who literally cannot use more than this much of their brain and they think that they just got it all figured out. By any definition, you are the bottom of the rung on the evolutionary scale.
Like, you guys are very stupid. Like
very.
you cannot, everyone's like, you don't think for yourselves. You guys are running around doing the same thing that society's doing, thinking you're right. The planet is in turmoil, as Gabby said on today's live stream. Look out your freaking window. It is a shit show out there. It is an absolute shit show. Everybody's screaming at each other. Everyone's killing each other.
Everyone's got their masks on.
Everyone's in fear. And you guys still think that that's right. You still think in your brain that there is only a Father God. When you came out of a vagina, where the fuck did our souls come from, you idiots?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my God, you can't even think logically. You're too busy reading a Cabal Bible, which was made by men who eat, sacrifice, rape, and kill children for their blood.
True.
And you also continue to follow society's means of what? The Matrix? What did someone say today? They were like, I love this comment. This woman was like, yeah, you know what? Mission's over. Come join society like the rest of us. I was like, oh, whoa, we're on our way. You do something different, and they're like, get back in line. Come be a slave with us. Come serve the cabal with the rest of us. Okay.
I find
you're a
it
loser.
absolutely fucking hilarious.
It's funny.
And it's like, none of you are ready for full disclosure. Not a single fucking one
And
of
we
you.
always wondered why Mom hasn't ascended yet.
This
and
is
I'm like,
why. She's
this is
concerned.
why.
Because guess what, baby?
Humanity's dumb.
It's coming. You wonder why Dr. Phil had to do an episode on adrenochrome? I'll tell you why. Because he knows, just like all the other elites and celebrities know, that it's fucking coming. And it's coming for them. And it's coming for all of you. Because you were all complicit. You all went to your 9-to-5 jobs, paid out your fucking taxes, and served that cabal, baby. You were ruled by satanic ritualists who were stealing your children, raping, killing them, and eating them. And you praised them. You defended them. You gave them your money and your energy. And you are complicit.
Welcome to the age of false prophets. You can put as many Matthew Bible quotes as you want.
So you can scream all day long
False
about
prophets!
the word retard. You can scream about timeouts in a closet. You can scream about cat videos. But guess what, bitch? It's coming out.
Doesn't matter what you say. We'll
It
say
doesn't matter.
We'll say it again for the people in the back, the really low consciousness people. It doesn't matter what you say, what you think, what you believe. Guess what? It's wrong. You can say, you can scream, you can punch, you can slap us in the face. Go right ahead. Guess what? She is God. This is the full truth. You can get over yourselves, or you will see eventually, just like the rest of humanity that missed the ascension, that missed God in the physical, that would rather try to kill her and try to throw energy at her and your projections rather than doing your spiritual work at God. You can keep doing that. Go ahead. We ain't stopping. You can call the FBI. You can call CPS after 500 million friggin' times.
Call all the alphabet
Call the mayor.
police.
Call the president. Call this. Call that. Do whatever the hell you want. Go for it. Have fun. Knock yourself out of the freaking park. Guess what? She's still calling. Guess what? You're still triggered. Guess what? You still mad though.
And you're still wrong. And that's what our point is that you can scream and cry and temper tantrum and say whatever you want. And at the end of the day, all of you are going to have a massive pill to swallow. And that pill is that you lived a life so lazy, so complacent, so stuck in the mind and belief systems that all you did was project onto others, try to control others, flail around in fucking victim consciousness, cry me a river. You did nothing. If you were to die tomorrow, please write a note down of what you did to help this planet. And I can guarantee you it's nothing, because many of you are also focusing on surface level problems. Okay? Feeding the homeless, doing all this stuff. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's generosity, it's kindness. However, you're not fixing the root of the problem, which is low consciousness. You cannot fix these surface level problems with surface level solutions, which is what this planet has been doing for thousands of years. And that is why it is so fucked. So stop focusing on things that are not going to be solved unless you get to the root of the problem, which is the fact that you are unconscious, that you are using 10% of your brain, that you are stuck in this bubble where you think that this reality is all there is. If reality is all there is, then fucking kill me right now, because this is not all there is. This is not reality. This matrix, this illusion, this bullshit, this hate, violence, raping, fucking retardation, this is not real. This fucking table is not real. It is only there because my brain recognizes it and projects it into reality. It's not real. All of creation is looking at this planet like, what the fuck are they doing?
Like, damn, they dumb.
You are godless. You are soulless. You don't understand
Full of
energy.
hate.
You don't understand
yourselves.
consciousness. And
Hate
you
God.
cannot see beyond this minute bubble that you have placed yourself in, that you are so convinced is real.
It's like looking through this being like, this is all there is. Look at it. And you have a whole world around you. That's what you guys are doing. Continuously. Look at this. I have it all figured out. I know everything about life while I look through this pinhole that I call my reality. Like, that's how dumb you are. So
And Mom said that's why how the cabal made everybody weak. Lack of experience, attachment,
belief systems.
belief systems, Most of you guys who are trolling are like 50-year-old white women from the Midwest who do nothing but post videos of their dogs. And you know what? That's great and all, but you got no life experience. You ain't been through shit. You ain't seen shit. You haven't fucking lived at all. You know nothing about the world.
You lived in your hometown most of your life. You probably haven't left your area and or state.
I mean, your big experience is like going out to dinner on a Saturday night. And I'm just being real with you because you haven't seen the world. Not only have you not seen the world, you haven't seen creation. You never stepped out of the box. You never had the experience. You've never seen starships. You've never seen the etheric realm. You've never spoken to angels. You don't know fucking shit.
This isn't for everybody. There's some people out there that have worldly experience and
Yes.
have and know what's up.
Yes.
But for those that are just so blindly ignorant and they want to come after mom thinking that their Bible quotes are going to save them, or it's like, you're the 527th person to tell us that we're in a cult, to tell us that mom's an abuser. Guess what? Congratulations. Nothing's going to change.
Nope. Nothing's going to change except that you're just going to keep triggering yourself until you explode.
Yep.
Because we're still going to be here, still telling you the truth, and that's all we're here for. Don't care about your feelings. I don't care what you think. I don't care about your opinion.
Because you're still wrong.
Because you're still wrong. And we're going to keep putting the truth in your face until you start seeing it out there in the real world, and then you're going to be like, oh shit, they were right the whole time, and I couldn't see it, and now I'm so in it that I don't even know if I'm going to make it. Because it's going to be a lot to process for all of you. It's a lot to take in of how absolutely blind you were. And people who want to project and say all these things about mom. And, you know, it was funny because her family sat there. And there's a reason they didn't say anything about those cat videos or whatever. Why? Because mom was fucking abused badly. And her family was there. And her sisters, maybe not Chelsea, but Tara was there. She saw it.
She caused it.
She caused it. She contributed. She didn't say anything about it.
She was told not to and kept her mouth shut.
Mom was abused heavily for 3 to 4 years. We're talking serious abuse. And suffered serious abuse throughout the rest of her life. Now, her mother did save her from the abuse as a child, so we give Linda that. But there's a reason why they wouldn't say anything about those videos, because they know damn fucking well that mom would never abuse anyone or anything. Because she's been through it and she knows exactly how it is.
Yep.
So you can sit there and you can stay quiet, but guess what? Staying quiet means you are complicit. If you are not speaking up and speaking out, you are complicit, period. So for everybody who sat back and didn't say shit, for everybody who's living life right now, sitting back, pretending like what's going on in the world isn't going on, and they're afraid to say anything, and they're afraid to stand up because they got no balls.
Look,
you are complicit, and you will be held accountable at the end of all of it. And the only people you can blame is yourselves, because you were so ignorant, so weak.
So numb.
So numb.
And dumb.
Numb and dumb.
Numb and dumb. Well, we love you all. We love you to everybody that has been supporting mom through this, that's been participating, that's been sending her love. We're so grateful for all of you guys. Thank you for that. And she's doing grand in these moments. She's been laughing at the trolls. She's been enjoying herself. So thank you guys for the love and support in these moments and supporting the team and their streams that they've been doing. We're so grateful for all of you guys. Thank you for sending mom and father lots of love. We're so grateful and so blessed to have all of your support in these moments. And to the trolls, fuck them all. Let's just get them. Fuck them.
And stay strong.
Stay strong. Because we got it. It's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning of the tidal wave. And it's just the roller coaster. You got to stay strong. Keep speaking. Keep telling the truth.
We're all in this together.
Because the truth always wins. And we love you. And on that note, we can't wait for hopefully another disclosure video at some point. And we hope we'll see you all again. We miss you guys on the live stream.
Yeah, we miss you. We'll be on stream soon. Love you.
Love you.